I actually forgot what happens after four. I started slowing down. I was like, what comes before, or what comes before four? So I actually started recording just because I feel like that was a funny
That's
segment too.
perfect. That
Yeah.
is on brand as fuck.
Well, so I have to retell the viewers. So like I told our guest over here that I will be ready in 10 seconds, and then once I got to four, I'm like, wait, I'm not ready. I should like
He
slow
got to
down.
he was at a steady rhythm, and then just four, and that was what?
I was like four, three. Wait, hold up. I'm not ready. Anyways, welcome to this week's episode of Paused Menu Podcast. I'm your host. Actually, hopefully this is actually recording because the mic audios. Yeah. Anyways, so this is week six, I believe, week six or seven of Paused Menu Podcast, and today we have our first ever kind of guest. You want to introduce
I've
yourself?
been here before.
Yeah,
I've been here before.
he's been
Hi,
here
I'm
before.
Maneater Pug, but I'm also known as Gian.
Yeah. For those of you who were watching episode one, this was our other co-host all the way back then, and he's back for the
Nursing
sixth.
school had to cut my legs off, bro. It's not fun.
Yeah, school can be tough. Anyways, today Rap is actually not here with us. He is busy with other things, so I am basically gonna be filling as the host and hosting our guest over here. So, normally, the way that we record these podcasts, we usually start off with some sort of icebreaker question and then follow it up with an ask Reddit question that we find on the internet. But I found this very interesting one, this very interesting ask Reddit prompt, and I thought that it's way too perfect to be an icebreaker question. So that's what I'm going to start off with, and that is, what do you do confidently now that made you feel weird in the past?
Oh shit, that's easy. That's too easy. And do you want to answer first or me? Because I had
You
instant fucking.
you answer first because I'm the one that's asking the question. So
All
that's you.
right.
Yeah.
Well, easiest for me is just. I guess it kind of goes hand in hand, but I just didn't like smiling, like in photos. So I would just not like taking photos, like from the ages of being a kid to like I want to say probably 19 or 20. I would just be a bitch ass and just not smile in photos.
Why is
Shit
that?
was I for the most part I just didn't like the way I looked, I think.
Mhm.
Other part is I think my mom would always tell me like, why don't you smile and have I don't like it when people tell me how to be emotional in states that I'm not, I guess, so to speak. And like also like I was a rebellious kid, still kind of am. So when my mom tells me to do something, I'll do the exact fucking opposite because I'm an asshole.
So you would purposely frown in photos?
Yeah, like I explicitly remember there was this one time in Philippines, like I was like 8 or whatever, or I was like a kid. I don't remember the exact age, but like I was not having a good day, and parents like tell me and my family and like all of our relatives to get together for a picture, and like she tells me to smile, and I was just not having a good day because like I usually just didn't enjoy being in the Philippines a lot of the time, and that's still kind of true today. So like when my mom tells me to like, hey, why don't you smile, like blah blah blah, and I'm a dumb kid and I'm just frowning. There's literally a picture of me looking like a whiny bitch like in a photo, and then it got worse because she took away my Game Boy like after the photo, so I got even more upset.
Oh no.
So it was, yeah, I would say the number one easiest for me is like nowadays I like I like to smile in photos, but I think back then it was like low key just a self-confidence thing of like I don't think I look good when I smile, and then like as you grow older it's like no, I actually have a really good smile and I should smile more in photos. That's nice. Up.
Yeah. I think I had not a I want to say almost similar problem. Not that I didn't want to smile, but for me I didn't know how to smile properly in photos. So like in all of
Mm.
high school I tried, or in most of high school up until junior year, I was like, man, like I look so awkward whenever I smile at my what's it called, my yearbook photos, or my ID photos, right? So I was like,
Yeah.
do I smile like this, do I smile like that, do I Do I
Most
widen my
teenagers just
cheeks?
most teenage boys don't know how to fucking smile. I feel like.
No. I was definitely one of those people that did not know how to smile. It wasn't until junior year where I think I was on a trip to Canada and I took this one really nice photo of me smiling. And I was like, wow, like that's actually a really good smile. I think the less you try when it comes to smiling, the more
Yeah, it's just
natural.
the less you think about it and the more just genuine you feel, it comes out better.
Yeah, it's like
If you actually,
what's
sorry,
that
you go
word?
ahead.
What's that term? Photogenic? Not photogenic. It's
Yeah.
like the all natural photo.
Candid, I guess.
Candid. There we go. Yeah, that's the secret to a
But
good.
if you actually look at my Instagram, you can see that like slowly, more and more, I just get more used to like being on camera and like smiling more.
I could
Like
totally put
my first photo didn't even have my fucking face.
on Instagram.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then like nowadays, hey, I'm shirtless. I don't give a fuck. I look good.
Yeah, I feel like the more you grow older, or for the two of us, the more we got older, the more confident we got when it comes to
That's
taking the
fine. I mean, like
photos.
I think
Yeah.
that portrays to the gym. Just
Yeah.
you go more and you kind of just realize your progress is like, fuck yeah, that's right.
You
Because
kind of
I
also
just,
see like what works in what photos and what doesn't work. Like
oh, absolutely.
I used to wear tight shirts. And you know me, I don't do cardio as much as I should be doing. So my belly would be showing on some photos and I'm like,
Mm,
"Ooh, that's ugly as fuck." So I just don't I don't wear not that I don't wear tight shirts, but like I don't wear shirts that are tight on the lower half, you know?
right.
Yeah. Like
So
they're
you want more like an upper build on that shirt to be wider.
yeah, like H&M has these really good like
You better
$12
better wear those
shirts.
crop tops. I swear to God.
Yeah,
Let's go.
H&M has these like really good I think they're like $12 last I checked. They're really good shirts that are like sort of like tight on the top. Or they're not tight but like they look tight on you, right? And on the bottom they're very loose. So they're one of those shirts that like look tight on top but then are actually kind of loose in the bottom. So it's very comfortable and it makes you look really good. You know, you can
Yeah,
pass it
like
off. You can pass it
the
off as a home
number one
shirt.
thing that I think my friend told me because she's into fashion, like it's literally her degree, and she's like, yeah, pretty much the biggest thing in terms of fashion is like look for things that fit you. Because a lot of the times the reason like high school boys are ugly as shit is because they're always wearing something too baggy or too skinny.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, dude, all I wore in high school was just jeans, hoodie, sneaker, done. Just varying combos of the same like 8 items over the course of like a 5 day school week.
Yeah. Actually, I think I remember what you used to wear back in high school. You were
Yeah,
one of the few
all
people.
Aeropostale, all fucking Abercrombie, because I didn't give a shit about my wardrobe back then.
You were one of the few people that I knew that didn't wear skinny jeans. I think like most people back then wore skinny jeans when
Dude,
we were in
I
high
was
school.
already skinny like on like everywhere. I'd have to find like the smallest jeans on earth to make it skinny on me.
Yeah. But I mean, you used to wear like not not skin they weren't skinny jeans, I don't think, but they were like what's the one size above skinny? I don't know the pant sizes. I
I
just I just go to H&M and M and
you,
just
you couldn't tell me. They're all jeans to me. I just know like different fits work better.
yeah. Yeah, in high school
Like
that's when I started to oh shoot. I in high school that's when I started to basically what's it called? Start experimenting with my style. So one of my friends, you know who he is. He is very much into he's very much into like the style, like
he's
having
such
a
an
good style.
e-boy. I have to say this. He's such
An
an
e-boy, I don't
sorry,
know.
that's unrelated, but like I just get
Yeah,
that vibe.
I don't know.
He's hella Asian crackhead energy.
He's definitely like on a different level when it comes to other people in terms of like energy. Um, but I don't know about E-boy. But anyways, like yeah, he kind of inspired me, and someone else actually with their style, like how to style properly, and that's when I started wearing like more skinny jeans. Cardigans, I started wearing that, and like one of those like long trench
Yeah,
coats.
you like wearing layers, I've noticed.
Yeah, because it looks nice on you. Like when it comes to like fall and spring weathers, to the point
Yes.
where like I actually got nominated for best dress on senior year of high school, but on senior year of high school is when I discovered sweatpants, and I couldn't stop wearing sweatpants after it. So I'm like, bro,
Boy, I
these are
can't believe your fashion got senioritis. Holy shit.
I know because I was
You
like
let it
once
go.
once I discovered sweatpants, I'm like, this is great. Like they're comfortable. They're not like jeans where like when it's cold outside, it gets like the jeans kind of get cold, so you get cold. These are like
Yeah.
they're cold resistant, and we live in a very cold state, so it's like I would
I feel like the
rather
better word is insulation. But yes.
yeah. So I loved wearing that. It was really really nice. But
That's the thing with fashion. You have to compromise between comfortability and like looking good. And for the most part, I'd say winter clothes do pretty well at that.
mhm.
Especially the upper layers, but for the bottom layers, like you have to really focus on whether or not how flexible you want to be and how much you want to show your ass.
Yeah, that's why I think joggers are like one of the best because they're not like jeans, they're not
Yeah, I'm
like
wearing
yeah
joggers right now. Hell no.
yeah. I don't have a lot of joggers, honestly. I don't think I have any joggers. I have one that's like too baggy for me, but I
Yeah,
need
I've
to
had this
go.
since like Black Friday, like 2 years ago. We went with the boys.
Yeah, I need to go shopping for joggers once I
If Black Friday exists that
if Black
next
Friday. Yeah,
2 months,
I know Uniqlo's
I know a
having like a
couple stores
sale,
already backed
or
out.
Uniqlo had a Labor Day sale, but it's past Labor Day, so yeah, that's kind of gone.
Yeah, I might go shopping with my female friends soon. Honestly, I want to experiment more on like the different colors I use because I mostly stick to like reds, like darks, like blacks, dark blues, and like dark reds. But I
hmm
want to try and brighten up my colors a bit more because I know I have the personality. Like I can work it.
hmm Interestingly enough, one of my friends showed me this photo, and it's basically saying how like depending on like the color, like the what's it called, the tone of your skin, depending on like the yeah, depending on the tone of your skin, these are like the type of clothes. These are the type of colors that you should be wearing when it comes to clothes. So for example, she showed me that my skin color I think is more like neutral in terms of tone, so I should be wearing more like neutral clothing, like beige, light blue, blue, that kind of stuff. I think I don't exactly remember like what colors they were, but there was a photo of it. If I can find it, I'll send it to you. But that's when I started kind of like leaning more towards those colors, which is a shame because
Hmm.
I love wearing red, and I love, well, red, like dark red or like
You can
black.
still wear red. I mean,
Yeah,
just at the end of the day, fashion is about the confidence you have to wear the thing. I feel like so.
it's a mixture of confidence and what actually works for you. Because like there's some clothes and some styles that definitely do not work for certain body types. At least I feel like for example
Hmm.
the not the trench coat, but like, like that style that people have where it's like the long sort of like, it's not a coat, but it's like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like a long coat like looking thing, but it's more open. I don't know if I'm
Sounds like
describing it right. Yeah. Anyways,
uh,
those work better for like taller people than it is to shorter people,
oh
mainly
yeah.
because yeah, which is a shame because like I really like that style, and I really want to incorporate that style, but I don't think I can, or at least not that well, anyways.
If you
Um,
wanted to, you could make it work on camera and just manipulate the angle so you look good in it. But obviously, like in everyday wear, it's gonna be different.
yeah, and that's kind of like what matters. Like it looks nice on camera, but I would wanna I would want it to look
Right.
nice in everyday wear too.
Yeah, I'm also slowly just been getting into like learning photography and shot composition specifically. Like me and Ryan are gonna do something, so
hmm
that'll be fun.
One of my friends, when I went on like a little, what's it called, little outdoor thing with my friend, he showed me a lot about um, like photography stuff basically, like the different shots, different compositions, lightings was like one of the more important things. And that's when I realized how expensive of a hobby photography is. Because
Oh yeah.
if you want like a good decent camera that's really there for like photos and whatnot, you would have to essentially spend $1,000 just for just for a decent camera that will take decent pictures. You know?
That's why people spend so much money on iPhones because those cameras are so much better. Right?
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. Um, but
Whereas I don't know, how much value do you put in your phone camera usually? Like
personally
how much of that is a factor?
personally speaking, like not too much. Like as long as it's decent and not like you know absolute garbage, which I don't think any phones nowadays are. Right? As long as it's
Right.
fine, then that's how much you know. As long as the camera, as long as the quality is clear enough for me to see, that's how much value I put into it. I don't really put like that much value into the quality of the photos from my camera because if I really wanted to, because the way I see it, if I really wanted to have like really good photos, right, I would basically need to, um, I would basically just want to go all out and just buy myself like an actual camera, like $1,000 camera essentially. If you want to take good photos, I don't think you should be looking at phones for that kind of quality. You know what I mean? Um, but anyways, yeah. So
We're back.
yeah, we're
I don't know
back.
what happened.
Yeah.
What
Um,
were we talking about
so
before that?
we were talking about
Huh.
camera quality, and the last thing that I was saying before you kind of cut out was basically I'm like, you asked me the question of like what do I think of like how much value do I put into phone cameras, right? And I say not too much value as long as it's like a
Hmm.
decent camera, it doesn't look bad or whatever, which I don't think any phones nowadays will, because like that's how
Right.
much we progress when it comes to
Yeah,
that
if you
department.
wanted, you would probably just get an actual camera at that point, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying too. It's like I went on a tangent where I said like if I really cared about the quality of a photo, I wouldn't be looking at phones for that. I would be looking at actual real cameras. So,
Yeah, I
um
feel that.
yeah, but it's a very expensive hobby, and I think for now I would just I would be happy just kind of like looking at um what's it called? I would be happy just um looking at using phones just to improve my shots. And then later on, if I really wanted to get more into it, I would actually buy a camera. But that's
Yeah,
not
another
anywhere.
thing too is that like sites like Instagram and Facebook do compress their photos a little bit, so the quality of the photo is not going to be one to one, which kind of sucks.
Yeah,
If you're posting, like, which is usually kind of the point of when you're posting things online, but
yeah,
it
right.
is what it is.
Because it's like there's not really a lot of well, I mean, I'm not in the photography world, but there's not really a lot of places besides Instagram where posting your photo kind of matters. I don't know. I could be wrong on this. Maybe anyone in the
Sure,
comment
if you have a
section can.
personal website, then yeah, a direct actual like link would matter, but
Yeah, but for the most part,
I
most
get.
people just care about Instagram slash actually just Instagram. I was gonna say Facebook, but like no one really does Facebook. I feel like
Would you say Snapchat is somewhere that people give a fuck about the camera? I feel like the
no,
worse the camera quality
no.
is, the better it is because it's to me shitty camera quality on Snapchat is hilarious.
Snapchat? No, I don't
Yeah,
think so.
you ever scroll your Snapchat stories and you just see like that one wild ass friend that has that like it's like 1 a.m. and all you see on the Snapchat story preview is just a blur. It's like, oh, they're wilding the fuck out. They're bugging out so hard. You open the snap and some bitches on the floor. I'm
Yeah,
like, yep,
yeah.
that's the vibe.
That.
Huh,
Oh
that's
my god,
1 a.m. vibe.
God. That used to be me at like concerts. I would be like, what's it called? I would be like, I used to be that guy that would record an entire, not the entire concert, but would record like parts of the concert, and I didn't realize how bad that was. Or I used to like when
It's
I was
not
at clubs, I
bad.
would
It's just no one cares.
yeah, because like if you record like I don't know like 2 minutes of a concert, all everyone's gonna do is either just completely go past your story or just scroll through it. Because that's what I do
I don't
whenever I
know.
see people.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
like, would people care about what you post? And, or like, would you care about if someone posted this? And like, realistically, not really. It's the same reason no one gives a fuck when everyone posts fireworks on 4th of July. It's like, we're all seeing the same thing.
yeah, like a nice still photo from Snapchat, I guess would be nice. Just like oh yeah, I'm here celebrating Fourth of July. That's it. But like the entire fireworks show, it's like bro. Weeks.
The proportion of how hilarious something is on Snapchat is inversely proportional to how shitty the camera quality is. I want the lowest PNG you can send of that vagina.
Oh my god.
If your dick pic isn't at least like is at more than like 10 pixels, it's bad. It's a bad dick pic.
The pixel quality is what they use to blur it out. Not they don't actually blur out the actual thing. It's blurred
Not
out.
actual mosaics.
Yeah,
They just use a Snapchat.
yeah. It's actually blurred out just by default. Like the entire thing. That's what it is.
What is
Oh
your
god.
opinion on sex?
On Snapchat story, I don't think like camera quality
No, just
matters.
in general.
Of what?
I want to hear your judgment on sexting.
On
Like,
sexting?
if you were dating someone, would you send a dick pic unsolicited?
No, I would never do that. I would never send a dick pic to anyone. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of weird, like sending.
What if your girl asks? She's like, major, like, dude, I need to see your dick. I'm so horny right now. Would you send a dick pic?
I'll be honest. I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, it's not a no. I'll tell you that much. It's not a no. Um,
Yeah,
but it's not a
like
yes because I don't know. I've never.
that thing is ammo. Like, if you guys break up, that shit does not go away.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't. Yeah, you're right. Like I guess yeah, that is ammo too. But I was more so thinking like can we just have a wholesome relationship?
No, dude, girls are horny just as much as guys. What are you
I
talking
know,
about?
but I know. No, it's more like I don't know how to respond to that because no girl has ever asked. Okay, I'm not gonna say that. I've never been in a
Oh,
position where like
you can't say that and say no girl has ever asked for your dick and then walk away from that. We're switching conversations.
I've
What you
I
need to tell me about the story of a girl that asked for your dick pic.
no
I need to know.
no
The
I'm
people
saying
need to know.
no one's ever. I've
Oh,
never
okay. The
yeah.
way you worded that made it sound like someone asked you for your dick pic. Like,
No,
oof,
I backpedaled because it's
exclusive.
like I backpedaled because it's like wait, this sounds kind of sad, so I'm not gonna go through with that
Dude, it's whatever. I'd
with that
say
thing.
like it's variable of whether or not a girl is interested in your dick or not. And like conversely, well, like every guy's interested in like tits. So, well, not
Yeah,
every guy, but
not every
either
guy.
tits, ass, or vagina. One of the three, ideally,
Yeah,
or whatever. The female body is much more attractive than the male body, but that's a heterosexual man talking.
yeah. Huh.
But, like honestly, if like I would only give dick pics if it's like my wife. If we're dating, then I would not feel particularly comfortable unless like she swung first and she sent me a picture of her tits saying that she wants my dick. Then it's like, okay, law of equivalent exchange. I have to make it fair.
Yeah, but if she feels the same, then neither of you are ever getting a dick pic or a vagina pic or whatever pics girls send. I don't know.
Yeah,
You can
but
tell. You can
yeah,
tell inexperienced I am when it comes to this.
yeah, dude, I'm inexperienced in it too. I'm just much more comfortable talking about it. I say.
Yeah. No, it's not that I'm not comfortable talking about it. It's that like I don't know what to do. I wouldn't know what my response because I've never
Well,
been put
it's
in
not
the
about not knowing what to do. It's just thinking about what you would do.
what I would do.
I guess.
Shit.
Because you don't need to experience something to have an opinion of how you would handle it. I feel like, well,
Uh, I don't know if I agree with that though. I think like okay, so not necessarily an
you
opinion, but
can't.
I
Sure.
think like if you haven't experienced something, right, anything at all, you can think to yourself like this is what I think I would do, but that's not necessarily an opinion. That's more of a like it's more closer to a guess or more so to a I think or like I am
Well,
assuming this is
obvious.
what I yeah, not necessarily an opinion. Opinion is like because I mean because I my mind went straight to like video games for this, right? You can't really have an opinion of a video game if you've never actually played the game. You know, like I don't think like I don't think like maybe like watching the campaign, sure, that's fine. Or like you can have an opinion of the story if you just watch something, right? But I don't think like if I've never played, I don't know, Fall Guys. I can't really have an opinion on Fall Guys because I've never played
Yeah,
it.
you can. You
No,
totally can have an opinion. Just you can have an opinion of what it looks like, just not what they like what you actually have played of it.
I mean that's more of a. Uh,
Like this looks like it's weird and boring or simple. And when you play it, it could be weird and fun and simple. Like your opinion varies on different degrees, I feel like.
but I feel like that's more of an assumption rather than an opinion. An assumption or like a guess rather than an opinion. Opinion, it's like something like opinion is more of like a statement based on something. I mean,
That's just semantics.
yeah, but I mean, anyways, what's it called? Going back to I guess dick pics and whatnot. Actually, before we, because that's actually the perfect segment to my second question, the one that I've been wanting to
What?
ask.
Oh, you need to
Yeah,
segue this well, man. You
but
here we go.
uh, I want to say before I segue, should I just segue to it or should? Because I never got to answer the actual question.
It's up to you if you want to answer the question, because I don't. I
Hmm.
mean, you kind of just agreed with what I said in saying that like something you did poorly was smiling and taking good photos. So
Well, I mean, I just
if you
relate
can
to
think
that.
of an extra one, go for it.
Yeah, no, because the one that I was gonna bring up was um what's it called when I was a kid, right, when I was in middle school and parts of high school. I was that kid with a runny nose, like all the time. Like I don't know
Mhm.
why, but like I would always have a runny nose, and it sucks because the normal way to blow your nose in school, like when you're in middle school, right, is to get up, go get a tissue, and just blow your nose and
Yeah,
throw it in the garbage can. But
pretty much.
I would have to essentially do that like every 10 minutes because of
Yeah,
how bad
just
I
grab the
was.
whole box. You give a fuck.
Yeah. So like that was a problem for me. But the other solution to that, which is the embarrassing one for me, was to use a handkerchief. In the Philippines, I think it was normal to have a handkerchief and then just blow your nose through it. But
If it's like the 80s, yes.
yeah, but in the here in America, it's not normal. And I didn't want to look weird in front of other people. Like as a middle school, I didn't want to look weird, right? Because I was a teenager or I was preteen. I was like, I'm so embarrassed by myself, so I didn't want to look weird. So I used to be so embarrassed of taking out like a handkerchief and then just blowing my nose in there. I would excuse myself to go to the bathroom just so I can blow my nose. Nowadays, I don't give a shit. I'm taking that shit out and just blowing my nose in front of other people if I really have to. But that was my embarrassing one right there. Doesn't beat sending a dick pic, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I don't
Um,
even know how we got to dick pic, but I mean, all roads lead to heaven, I guess.
yeah. So segue towards the next question. Is this uh, in terms of relationship, what is the most important thing that you look for when it comes to finding a partner?
Because the saying just one quality trait is difficult, because obviously there are different part. People are just complex and have a lot of different parts about them. I mean,
Yeah,
I went first this time. If you have something to say, you.
yeah. Well, I mean, like, what's it called? The whole because I was gonna say like what are the top three most important things that you look for when it comes to finding a partner or finding or getting into a relationship with someone, right? Like if you were to what's it called? If you were like dating someone or if you were like talking to someone, what are like the top three things that you would look for? But then I thought about it more and it's like top three would be kind of bulky. I think it'd be harder and much more meaningful to start off with by saying what's the number one or like what's the most important
Mhm.
thing that you look for.
I think I have mine.
Go for it.
Um, I would say probably for me empathy. Every single girl that I've been attracted to, their empathy has been absolutely like massive. Like I just love talking to people that do their best to understand, whether it be just something fucking absolutely random like bullshit philosophy topics or like just other people and how they operate or how society operates or how like I operate more specifically, I guess. When they're interested in understanding things, I think that's extremely attractive.
Mm-hmm. So you think
What
that
about you?
so basically I just want to expand on like
Sure.
what you said. So basically someone who's very understanding of like where you're coming from a lot of the times. Is that that's what
That's
you
part of it. I think I just enjoy someone that's just like they have a natural curiosity for wanting to understand other people. Um, and that kind of just oversimplifies to like I like nice girls, but I guess it's empathy and being nice can be two different things because you can just be like polite and normally just cordial, and then but when you're empathizing, I feel like that's like a step further of well now I want to connect with you on like a one-to-one basis of why are you the way you are because I genuinely care, and I think that's very attractive in any person. So
yeah. I don't think like you can mix empathy and niceness, but I don't think they are on the same boat in a sense, right? Because you can be nice, like you said, you can be nice to somebody, but you don't necessarily have to be empathetic to them. Like
mhm.
you don't actually have to, what's it called? Um, like you can be nice to a person, but you can be, but at the same time you can be disinterested in what they are. You can just be
You
nice.
can be nice with the people at the gym who try and crack your back, but I'm not going to empathize with them.
You can just be like, oh yeah, sorry, I'm really busy, and just walk out. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like
You're too nice to them,
you
bro.
yeah,
You're too nice to them.
you're polite for the sake of being polite in a sense, for that. But with empathy, it's like you don't have to be nice. You can be like the meanest person in the block, but empathizing would be like, I see where you're coming from, or like I want to try to understand where you're coming from. Am I getting that right from you?
I think so. I will say that like every single girl also has been like the nicest person on earth. They're like within the top five people of like you are like literally almost an angel in terms of just how nice you are, but the fact that they at least give a shit to listen to people on their bullshit to me is really fucking like that's very attractive. And close second would probably be boobs, but that's just my gorilla brain talking.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to add, like it could be anything at all. It could be like physical
Oh
or,
yeah, I know.
yeah, yeah. Um,
And like, how much of would you say that physical is a point to you?
I think it's
Because
definitely at
obviously it
least.
is to everyone.
I think it's definitely at
Everyone's
least top five or top three. I would say.
yeah.
I think we had this conversation. I had this conversation with Rap last couple either last week or 2 weeks ago, or like one or two episodes ago, where I said that well the question was like, do looks matter, right? And I
Hmm.
think ultimately what we ended up saying was, yeah, it does matter to a certain extent, because that's the first thing that you
Well,
look for.
absolutely.
That's the first thing that you look at a
Well, it's
person
the
when
first thing that
you,
catches people's attention.
yeah,
But at the end of the day, you can be pretty as shit. But if you're just a brick wall, like I found a girl that was like, oh, you're super hot and we get along well, but I cannot talk to you about anything. Boring as fuck.
yeah,
Oh,
I,
it was hard to walk away from that
yeah.
because she
It's
genuinely was a nice girl and we got along, but it's just like you are not interesting to talk to. I'm sorry.
yeah, it's hard. Like no matter how attractive a person is, it's hard to stay by them if there's not much to. I mean, I guess this goes for any person, not just like attractive people. It's hard to talk to people that you don't really have a lot of common interests or some not sorry not interest, but you don't have a lot of like you don't vibe with in a sense, right? Like you could have
Yeah.
like no common interest with a person, but if
Yeah,
your
I was about to say,
vibe,
like a lot of my friends that are girls, we don't have like a lot, like none of them play video games. First off, none of them give a shit about sports or lifting, but they're still like my closest.
yeah, like if you don't vibe with a person, and then it's not gonna, it's just not gonna be a fun conversation. But then again, I'm looking at this in terms of like when you're out there, when you're let's say going out with other friends or at a party and whatnot. Hopefully not at this pandemic, but like back then or like in the future when you're going out, it's like when you're meeting someone new, it's like I mean like you're nice, but like I don't really know what to talk around you, that kind of stuff. So you kind of it kind of makes it feel as if like the conversation's forced, you know?
Yeah, to a certain extent.
Yeah, but I do think that like looks matter to a certain extent because
Oh, for sure.
um I mean I think like I'm starting to come to terms with this. I think deep inside of me, looks do matter a little bit more than what I say than what I say does because like at the end of the day, I think I
Well,
think
here's the thing: is that like I feel like your attraction to someone can go beyond physicality. Obviously,
I mean it has
like
to. It has to. Because like you're not
right.
I don't think it would be a smart move to marry someone purely because they're hot or purely because you find them
But you
super
can like think
attractive.
someone is not attractive physically, and then just completely fall for every other aspect of it and not care about what they look like, because that happens.
Yeah.
There are blind people out there that are married, so
Yeah. Or like more so in a sense that like the other things that make them attractive to you make the physical not
aspect does
tolerable.
not matter.
Yeah, make the physical aspect not necessarily tolerable, but like you see like you start to see them are like wow they're not a 9 out of well no I don't want to rate people but they're not like this person is not the most attractive person that I wanted to end up with, but I'm just so in love with them because like like everything else.
Yeah,
um
that's I think my ideal in terms of like just bettering myself is like I you need to or like I'm speaking to myself here. You need to just make yourself a lot more approachable and be able to like carry conversations and etc. etc. Because like I know I'm not the prettiest boy in the room, but I'm not awful looking, and if I can just carry my personality through it, then like I'm relatively like not the worst insecure, but like it still gets to me that I'm not like dating anyone or I've never dated anyone, etc., etc. But like I know that like if I just work on my personality, I don't have a lot to worry about because I'm a relatively okay, well put together. So just try not to overthink it on my end.
yeah, and that's sort of like where this question is kind of coming from. It's like it's in my personal belief that before you're ready to start dating anybody, you should not only know yourself but know what you actually want uh, in a person, right? Like besides like the physical stuff. And that's kind of like the
Mhm.
purpose of this question. It's like what do I want in a person, right? Like what do you want in a person? What do you look for when you see someone and
I
like
want a girl to get on top of me, call me a bitch, and then like restrain me to the bed. That's what I want.
oh, you should go to like a BDSM convention or something. I don't know how those
No,
work.
but it's more fun when it's with like honestly that like I'm into BDSM, but it's more specifically when it's like someone I know because that's hotter.
Just like tie you
Like
down and
if
whatnot.
yeah, if it's a stranger, then I feel unsafe and that's yeah. But if it's
If a
like
stranger's tying you
someone
down,
I'm
I don't think
attracted
that's
to, then hell yeah.
if a stranger's tying you down, I don't think that's no longer BDSM. I think you're getting kidnapped at that point.
Yeah, no, that's like Halloween Town High shit.
Yeah. Ah. Why do you think? Okay, I guess this kind of goes a little bit off topic,
Oh,
but
are
why
we
do you
gonna
think?
delve into my kinks? Are we
Why,
going here?
I I mean
I
it's
don't
kind of a
mind,
perfect
but this
segue
is
then.
gonna
But
get funny.
why do you think you're interested
I'm
into
interested. Like, I'll be honest. I'm into Fudanari. Like, that's actually something that has only arisen within like the last year.
would you like to explain? Oh, last year? I don't know about that. Well, maybe in terms of popularity,
Uh,
sure, but I don't know about.
no,
I
that
don't.
I've been getting into at least over the past year.
Okay. Would you like to explain to chat? I mean, okay, you've been explaining a lot. I guess I'll
I
explain
don't.
too.
It's hard to describe. It's more just like you kind of just watch a two lesbians with strap-ons, and then it just evolves into yeah.
No, that's
It's
not.
kind of just regular sex, but with an extra set of boobs.
It's that's
That's
not.
kind of how that's how my mind processes it.
No,
It's
no.
literally just like yeah, so it's male and female organs plus extra set of boobs and a girl that looks like a girl.
Oh,
Like
that's not
that's the
how.
way
That's not how I.
that's
That's
just the way I process.
yeah. No, what I'm saying is like I thought that's more of a strap-on thing. I think Futanari is more so
Oh no,
like
yeah,
a
they're two
hentai.
separate things, but they're like
Yeah.
a degree off from each other in terms of like
Right.
how they're utilized.
So to our viewers out there, if you don't know what Futanari is,
It's a dick girl.
yeah, basically, yeah, it's
It's a
basically.
girl with a dick.
Would you say it's just? through hen. No, because it could be like for trans people, right?
Yeah, it could be trans. It could be trans women that have that.
Yeah,
And hey, trans porn is like also attractive. I've
yeah.
slowly gotten into it as well. I have no problem in saying that. And to me, like I have arguments with people that are like, "So are you like not straight?" It's like, "No, I'm straight because those women identify as women." So
But that's just what you find attractive, essentially.
I'm attracted to boobs, and I feel like that's just what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And trans women have boobs. So my mind goes, yeah, that's pretty attractive.
So basically, it's just like
I'm a simple dude. I just like boobs. Like, physically speaking, if we're just going off like a porn basis.
well, I'm more so thinking like why do you think you're interested in terms of like BDSM in terms of like, the domination part of it? That's kind of like
Oh,
where the
that
question
one's
was.
easy. It's
Yeah,
because I think toxic masculinity is bullshit. And the idea that men have to be alpha all the time is bullshit. So the idea that a woman has like power and can be top, that shit is hot.
but could you say that like they don't have to necessarily step on you to actually like
No, they don't. They
yeah.
don't. I mean, like, I like varying degrees of power and control. That's why I identify as a switch, which, to
Mm-hmm.
those that don't know, a bottom is someone who takes it. Uh, a switch is someone that can go take it or deliver, and the person that's a top is gonna pitch.
I feel
So,
like that should be.
I, I mean, what do you identify as
Dude,
more?
honestly, again, I don't know. I want to say switch too, but I'm probably more of a shameless bottom, I guess. Cause like
Really? That
not gonna lie, cause it's like yeah, I mean I'll like what's it called? I'll
you'll do your duty as a quote unquote man.
yeah, I mean I'll be on top if need be, but like something about like having like for me right
Isn't
for what
IJ
I
Ghost? Isn't he like a mad bottom? Am I wrong?
who
Isn't IJ?
I don't
Isn't he a
know. I
mad
don't ask
bottom?
him about that kind of stuff. What I have him as a guest next week, and then we'll ask him.
Bet. Yo, I want him to be like, what the fuck is happening when he's listening to this?
Oh God, but okay, no, yeah, I don't ask him like about that kind of stuff. But what's it called? I think there's just something about like having for me personally, like what I find attractive. There's just something about having like a girl kind of just like say like oh
Yo, powerful women
like lay
is
down
my shit,
yeah
bro.
not necessarily like domination, right? I'm not into like getting stepped on or whatever like that. I'm more so into like um
Well, I say
how
I
do
like
I
getting stepped on, but until it actually happens, I won't have like you said, a true opinion.
yeah how do I say it in terms of like not make it look really bad?
Who
Um,
cares, man?
I guess it's more like
Sexuality is fluid.
all right. I guess it's more like how do I? I'm trying to like word this out like in a way that kind of like makes my intentions clear. It's kind of like let's say like a girl taking care of you kind of stuff. Like lay down there, I'll do all the work.
So
I'll
you're more like the ara
I'll
mother
take
type.
I'll do all the work for you, that kind of stuff. Or like
Bitch just
I'll show
lazy as
you a good
fuck.
time. Or I get okay,
This
so
bitch just lazy as fuck.
no, it's not lazy. It's more like I guess I'm just looking for like ah man. I guess that reveals a lot about me. I'm just looking for like oh boy. I don't want to go through with that statement. Oh
Bro,
boy.
bro,
Oh
we
boy.
paused. We paused and
Boy.
we ain't gonna hit play until you're done.
Oh boy. This is gonna be really bad, but
Let it out, man. Let it out.
it's like the ate figure kind of thing. Like lay down over there, I'll do the rest kind of thing.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah,
I
not
mean,
like
like,
not necessarily like all like
you don't have a sister, so it's hard for
I
you to
don't have a
even
big
compare.
yeah. I told my friends like if like would you want to have a sibling or like they asked me would you want to have a sibling, I'm like yeah, but I would want an older sibling rather than like a younger sibling. But I said that in the sense of like I wanted someone to show me how to like deal with like the world and whatnot, right? I get that's getting a
Because
little too
bullshit.
personal, huh?
I mean, I'll be honest, like there's no one that's gonna be old enough to show you how the world works.
Yeah.
Like, like the cousins are older, and like they can only show you so much before it's like, no, you have to go out and do shit on.
Yeah, but like I mean, what's it called? I think when I was a kid, that's something that I would have really appreciated, like having like an older figure in my life.
I didn't teach my little sister shit, bro. The only thing I taught her was how to swear.
That's actually like what all my friends said about being a big brother to like their little siblings. Like, yeah, I didn't teach my little siblings shit. I just kind of just I just let them go in a sense. But I think it's because that's the kind of like the generation that I grew up with, right? Like our generation probably didn't teach our little
Do you think
siblings.
it might be a cultural thing? Because like obviously growing up in Philippines, it's a lot more tight knit, I would say,
It
than
could be a
America,
cultural
where it's
thing.
kind of just like do your own thing
It
in
could be a
America.
cultural thing. I'm thinking more so like a generational thing. I think the previous generation just did that more rather than the older generation or like rather than our generation. Um, so basically, like our big brothers and sisters kind of did that, I think, or like maybe like the kuyas and ates in front of them did that, or at least
Because
fail, or maybe failed
I
to. I
also
don't
have
know.
an older cousin that's like 30, and he was like the big bro to like pork adobo and the other his bros,
To
and like
Porky and yeah,
it was the same shit of like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. Let's go play Pokemon.
yeah. But I think
Like
like
I don't think it's as much of a generational thing, but that's just what I think of how I was raised around like other people that were older than me.
yeah. But anyways, yeah, like that's what I think about like the kind of girl that, in terms of like what I find attractive in bed,
Mm.
that's what I would say. Or maybe like slightly aggressive in a sense where like not necessarily tie me down kind of stuff. Actually,
Hey, you never know,
to
man.
be honest,
You never.
I would personally prefer like to tie her down. That sounds
Okay.
really bad, but like like
No,
that's like
if
yeah,
it's consensual, like
yeah, that's yeah,
so everything that
consensually,
you're
of
saying
course.
is 103 times of consensual.
Yeah, consensually, of course. But I think like uh yeah, that I think that's like that's what I'm looking for in terms of like in
Like
bed.
on God, if the girl that I'm crushing on was told me like here's a ball gag, and I'm like for me or you, and she's like flip a coin, I'm like fuck yeah, you're awesome.
In terms of what I'm looking for, so to kind of like not switching gears, but sort of like dialing down a little bit. Uh, I guess I should probably answer this question. Like what do I look for in a relationship,
Yeah, your
right?
number one thing you're
My number
looking
one
for in a
thing. It's very hard for me to really say what I'm looking for because I think if I'm gonna give like the most honest answer, I don't know what I'm looking
well,
for in a
well,
girl.
what's the thing that it's like every single person that you've been attracted to, like look for something that they all commonly have.
I mean, they're okay. So like that's more so a physical thing, though. I guess I want to approach this more in a like
If
person.
it's physical, that's part of it too. Like, hey,
Yeah,
like I said, my
but like
second one was
physical
food.
isn't number one. I want to like look for more, especially now that I'm like in my 20s. I mean, like yeah, physical. Like I said, physical is important, but I don't think it's ever gonna be. It's never gonna be number one. Like if like this is more so like when I'm already talking to this person. If I'm dating this
Sure.
person,
So I mean, like,
what
if
am
you
I
know
looking?
the girls that you were attracted to, what were parts of their personality that like kind of cohesively
I'll be
related?
honest. I think most of the girls that I've been attracted to, I've only been attracted to them in a physical sense. I've never been
Mm.
attracted to them. I think this is why I'm having a hard time like finding a relationship. I don't think the girls that I've talked to that I find attractive, I don't think I've ever I don't think I know um in terms of like what I actually look for in terms of like in terms of like their personality. Obviously I care about them as a person. I don't just look at their physical
Mhm.
stuff, but I don't really know I don't really know what I would find attractive in terms of like their personality or in terms of like things that I'm looking for in them, right? I guess the best example that I can think of was that there was this girl that I found super attractive that I met like way back then, and I what's it called? I got up the courage to talk to her, or not talk, but like I had the opportunity to start talking to her, right? But it was hard talking to her because we didn't really have a lot of things in common, and a mixture of me being nervous around her too. Like I couldn't find a good conversation, not starter, but I couldn't keep a conversation with her. It was hard for me to keep talking to her besides small talk in a sense, right? But she was like, I think to this day she's still the most attractive person that I know of. Um, but yeah, I know for a fact that like I don't think I like her in a emotional sense, in a connective sense, right? Um,
I feel like you just haven't branched out in terms of like understanding what you want, and that's fine.
yeah, I just gotta like go out there more. But I think in terms of like what I'm looking for, since right now I don't know what it is, I think one of if not the most important thing that I would want, um, I would want in a girl is basically someone that can go along well with most of my friends and for the most part my family. She doesn't have to actually. She doesn't necessarily have to like get along with. Not get along. Sorry, she doesn't necessarily have to like be 100% connected to my or like be able to like connect or get along super well with my family or my friends for that matter. Because no one ever really will be. But as long as like she fits well in with a group, with the groups that I have, then I think that's the most important thing for me. You know.
I actually think that for me, that's actually not something I prioritize because if they don't feel comfortable being around my friends, I'm not gonna force them. I don't wanna, if they don't vibe, but I vibe with my friends, I'm not gonna force them. You know? I'll just hang out with them separately and do
Yeah.
our own thing.
Well, I'm not gonna force them to vibe with them. I'm just saying like if they don't vibe, well, number one, if they don't vibe with me, then I can't really date them. But if they don't vibe with my friends too, it's like I don't. I think that might be that. I'm having a hard time knowing if that's a deal breaker or not. Because on one hand, like if I
Mhm.
really love this person, if I really really like them, I think I'm gonna make it work. But I think I would really really prefer if they can vibe well with my friends because I
Oh,
want
for
to be
sure,
able
everyone
to.
would. For sure.
Yeah, I would want to be able to take them to family parties and all that stuff. It's gonna be hard not having someone that doesn't vibe well with your friends because your friends are a reflection of you. And if they vibe well with you, you should be able to. They should be able to, not they should be able to, but they, in a sense, should be able to get along well with your friends as well. At least that's how I see it. Your friends. It's cheesy, but like, oh, I just got disconnected from WoW. But it's cheesy, but like your friends should be like um, your friends are a reflection of you, basically. That's what I'm
Mhm.
trying to say. Sorry about that stream. I got disconnected from the game that I'm actually playing. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I've been AFK for a long while. Um, let's
Is it a
see
service
here.
base?
Yeah. So the game in the background is actually World of Warcraft, if you're wondering.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, I think for me that would be the most important one. Un- until I
Mhm.
find uh, something else that I would deem more important than that. I guess
Do
to
you
that,
think you're gonna go out and try and figure things out?
I mean, obviously once this pandemic goes away, yeah, I would try to do that. Or I mean, at least I can do that
Not gonna
online.
happen until summer, bro.
Yeah, I mean, at least maybe like I don't want to say Tinder because I don't really vibe well with Tinder. Not vibe, but like I haven't really had any success with Tinder. But I
I
think
mean, Bumble to
maybe
me just seems smarter because girls are interested in you rather
yeah,
than the other way around.
maybe if I play more online games, I meet that someone be like, oh yeah, we're questing, and then like we start to get talking, and then blah
Just
blah
join
blah.
a shit ton of discords, bro.
What?
Just join a shit ton of discords and vibe.
True. You know about heel sluts? I feel like you would love that.
Stop. I hate it here. I hate it
I feel like
here.
I feel like you would love that.
Are you even a tank man?
In MMOs, yeah, I'm a tank main.
I didn't know that. I thought you were a DPS boy because you would not stop picking Genji.
No, that's not me. I'm more of a Lucio dude. Do you
I
not
meant
remember?
like when we. I know you were a Lucio main, but like
When I was DPS,
between Lucio, it was like you would pick Lucio and then who else?
Mercy.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, like
So
obviously
my
we
main's
played
in
support most
Overwatch.
of the time,
Yeah,
but
Winston.
like
Well, I was mainly support and then sub tank, but I would never really pick DPS unless I really have to. And when I did pick DPS, it would mainly be like Genji, like you said, Genji or Soldier 76, because that's the only ones I knew how to play.
yeah.
Um, I would mainly pick like Winston or Zarya for my tanks or Diva.
Remember when Overwatch was good?
I think it's probably still is not as good as it used to be,
Question
but
mark.
I don't know. Yeah, Overwatch was hella fun. I love that game, or loved that game. I don't know. I don't really play it anymore, but God, I miss the Overwatch days. But I mean,
Eh,
like,
it was just socially fun. That game, like, oh shit, just the gameplay of it. Ugh.
yeah, no, the gameplay was fine. I think. Um,
Oh no, man. I'm just not a fan of the idea that certain characters are just outright, the pick for that season.
that's. I mean, I feel like that's always gonna be with like any game, basically. Like, there's always, I guess,
No, but
for
like
for,
in
for
Call of
Titan,
Duty or Titan, you can pick a shitty gun and it'll work.
but there's always gonna be a meta gun.
Right.
Yeah, that's
But
what
like
that's
there
what
are
I'm saying.
counter picks in Overwatch. Like if you pick Winston, all Genjis are fucked.
Yeah, but I mean, what I'm
Like
trying
if
to,
I
yeah,
pick a shitty gun in a Call of Duty game, I can at least stand a chance.
yeah. But I mean, it's kind of the same concept. Like, there's always gonna be something that's like these are the must picks for any
Of
season or
course.
whatever. So kind of going back, so back on track, I guess. We were talking about relationships. We're talking about what we think we like in a person, what we find attractive, what we find. I guess physical. Do
Tall
you do
girls,
you do you
tall
want to talk
girls,
about physical?
tall girls,
Is it
tall
bad?
girls.
Okay, let me back up a little bit. Is it bad that two straight guys are talking about what they find physically attractive in a girl?
No,
Is
dude,
it?
like I've not even like hell, I can say what I find attractive in men, and I'm not attracted sexually to men.
Because I feel like, it's like it's that same old like lunch table like conversation that you would have in high school. It's like, oh yeah, this girl's so hot or whatever. Like, I don't want to be associated with that. Like that's what I'm afraid of. But I guess I'm afraid
I
of the
mean,
wrong things or something. I don't
every
know.
every every like you said, every person is attracted to physical traits. There's more to, and so long as you understand that there's more to someone than their physical side,
Yeah.
like all you're saying is that this is what catches your eye to start, you
Uh,
know?
okay. So in that sense, here's a kind of a question. Would you say that anime/video games played a big part in what you find attractive in real women?
I would say
Because,
it's
okay,
hard for
so
me to say
for the audience out there, we're
because
both
my
like,
my tastes vary a lot.
yeah. So for the audience back there, like, we both grew up on. I mean, if you're watching like this episode, like episode 7, and you've watched the other episodes, I think you should know like what kind of people we are right now. But we all grew up in like anime, video games, that kind of stuff. So that was a huge part of our lives. And not gonna lie, a lot of people in the anime community, they're like, oh yeah, like this anime girl is so hot or whatever like that. Um, but yeah, I guess, like, would you say like your attraction to, like, your like what you find attractive is was kind of
I
set by.
actually don't think so. Not like now that like there's just a lot of different things that like I'm relatively attracted to in terms of like people wise.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to like the shows I watch, nothing comes to mind of like yeah, I can say that like yeah, I thought like uh who was cute, man I fucking watched as a kid. Like Mimi from Digimon, she was hella fucking crushing. But there's like no parallel to that of like what I view attractive in real life, which is weird, but
Yeah. Huh. For me, I don't know. It's like,
like I can name a bunch of characters that I like had crushes on as a kid, but in terms of like how it reflects to my actual taste, like I know uh one of the triplets. I'm not gonna say their full name, but like the dude triplet. He a lot of his shit is based on anime girls with short hair, and
Oh yeah,
I just can't find that relationship between what I find attractive in people versus
that's funny because I think I'm in the same boat as
stuff.
him. When it comes to that, even that specific one too. Like, um,
Oh, actually, I thought of one. But if you want to go ahead,
yeah, it's more like how did how did the guy do that? Sorry, I'm like getting on top of a roof right now. Oh no, wow. But what's it called? Yeah, like um, I think thanks to anime, I started finding short-haired girls more attractive than I used to before. Not necessarily the
mm.
bob cut, but something very similar to like a bob cut. Um, but yeah, that's I guess that's one way that anime has sort of influenced um, sort of like the girls that I'm attractive into. I could go a little deeper than that, but I think that's the most direct, simplest explanation. You know?
So now I actually have two now that I think about it,
Yeah.
and it ties into this visual novel I played when I was how old are you in like seventh grade?
I
Like
was 12 going
13?
13. 12 going
Yeah,
13.
around there. And
So
I
you
played
were
this visual novel game made from 4chan. It's low key famous, but it's been a while. The sub is actually still active, which is crazy to me.
what is
It's
it
a
called?
Katawa Shoujo, and it was I know again Blanco, the male. Uh, oh shit. Well, you're gonna have to censor that. I'm gonna have to remind you. I know that um he played that game, and um like honestly, like my friend Darko. I'm don't You don't have to censor that. It's a game, but um we both became friends of that, and like the two girls. So the visual novel is about a dude that has a heart condition, so he has to go to a school for the physically disabled.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's okay. Visual novels are books, so I'm basically just reading a book with pictures. And one of the girls was Lily Satao, and she is very mature, intelligent, and like tall. So like tall, intelligent, like mature girls, fuck with that. Like that is something that has reflected in my choice of women nowadays. But prior, I also like goofballs. I like girls with a sense of humor and like are willing to give me shit. So
Hmm.
I'm into
Interesting.
that because that was also the other character of Emi Ebihara, who was kind of almost an opposite to Lily, which was weird. They both have varying personalities. One's incredibly energetic and like hyper and mad horny on main, where Lily was super reserved and chill and like is just much more of a conversationalist. But I guess yeah, that's my also Twin Tails. I also realized anime girls made me really like Twin Tail.
Like Marie Rose Dead or Alive? No, I'm kidding.
I never actually played Dead or Alive, so I can't say.
Okay.
But Emmy was a Twin Tail girl. Who else was Twin Tail? Rise from Persona 4 is
Persona
actually
4. Yeah.
very good reflection of who Emmy would be. Um, and Mitsuru from Persona 3 is probably the closest you'll get to Lily in terms of understanding that character.
Mm,
Like those two characters are pretty fucking opposite, but
I can see where
like
your tastes sort of like develop because of that.
Mitsuru's a bad bitch, bro. I'm sorry.
Do you like Sai from P5?
Yeah, I mean, like, who doesn't though?
She's pretty cool. Do you like Winter
It's an
from Ruby?
absolute travesty you can't date her.
Do you like Winter from Ruby? Do you like Cinder from Ruby?
I actually like Yang more, but that's entirely because again, I like well, Winter doesn't do much, so I can't say about her. Yang at least is involved.
Yeah. What about
Granted, I haven't seen the recent volumes, so I can't say anything about Winter.
right?
Apparently, she does stuff, but I haven't seen it.
See, I'm more of a Neo fan myself, so
Oh, so you
that's
just you just don't like girls that will talk to you.
no, not that portion of it.
I'm sorry, I had to do it.
Like illegal kind of stuff. No, I don't know.
What?
Like, no,
You just so
she's a
you just
crime.
like criminals.
No, she's
So you
yeah.
just like crime.
I guess I don't know.
Damn.
I
All
mean,
right. You know what? Next time you boot up Tinder,
you know my.
next time you boot up Tinder, just go to the local prison, okay?
They probably don't have phones in there. Oh, they do, but like I don't know. What's it called? What was I gonna say? I think for me, in terms of like physical stuff. So growing up in like where we grew up in, right? There's a lot of
A lot
not a
of
lot of
white
diversity,
people. A
a
lot
lot
of
of white
white
people, right?
people.
So I think like thanks to that and like anime or like I guess video games to combine, I like blonde girls, um, like
I actually like
blonde straight hair,
brunette girls more than blonde,
yeah,
personally.
blonde straight hair girls, which is funny because like my high school crush wasn't blonde, she was brunette, right? That's what I would find attractive.
Yeah.
But I think like as a kid, when I was like a kid, right, when I first saw Kingdom Hearts, there was a
Blonde
character.
girls in blonde girls in the town that we grew up in were pretty, but God, the personality sucked compared to the brunettes.
I don't know. I was too scared to talk to any of them. Um,
They're just people, man.
yeah, but anyways, I think like what was it called? That like girls like nominated for Kingdom Hearts when I was a kid. I think I first saw Gravity Rush when I was a kid too, like Cat from Gravity Rush.
Cat has a great design.
Yeah. A2 from Near Automata was like I think like part of that design. I think that's why I like A2 better in terms of like physical. That's why I like A2 better
I'm
than
a simple man. I like thick thighs and a
2B.
fat ass, so
Yeah.
hi to be.
So I think that plays into that. But I mean that's those are like for the most part, those are just like artistic designs. Like you're not really gonna find anyone that looks like that in real life, I guess.
Of
Um,
course, but it's more just like the stylization of the design and how it translates to your taste in real
yeah.
life.
So I think like
And I
blonde
guess for
girls,
you, you just like girls that'll fuck you up, huh?
tan. I guess I don't know what's it called. In terms of like personality, I don't know if I'll actually vibe with them. But like when I was a kid, I knew about Avatar. I knew about Ty Lee. I think like that's someone I would want to like date. I think, but I don't know
I
how well
fuck with
I would
Tylee.
vibe
Tylee,
with a person.
Tylee is a vibe.
Yeah,
He's a
but I,
bubblegum vibe.
right, but I don't know how I would vibe with someone like that.
Yeah. That's a weird clash in personality of someone that's like extremely outgoing versus someone that is like relatively outgoing, just not to the same level Tylee would be.
Yeah, like I don't have that energy that she would have. So I think like in real life, like I think that would be like one of the traits I would look for in a girl. But I don't know if my energy would actually be like mashing up with that. So I
What
guess
is your energy that you want to match up with?
dude, honestly, I want like a more brighter energy. Like I want like the friend that I'm talking
Well,
about
that is
earlier, right?
Tylee.
Yeah, like essentially like similar vibe like Ty Lee. Like like you know my friend, right? Like the one that I'm talking about earlier, the one who got
Yeah.
me to more style. Like I want more so similar to his energy because a lot of his friends give off the same energy, and that's why I like his friend group too. Because like I wanna like what's it called? I wanna produce the same kind of energy that they do. But it's harder for me because like that's not something I'm used to, and I feel like deep down that's probably not who I am, or at least not yet, anyways. I feel like the more I try to emulate that energy right now, the more it doesn't really work out, I guess, or the more it looks awkward. So that's probably why sometimes I come off as awkward around that. But that's the kind of energy that I want to have. Um, Other than that, like I think like I'm more so suited for like the chill, mature energy that I also want to give up. I want to like I know I said like I wanted like a big sibling, but I also want to be looked at as the big sibling by others. Like the one that people can kind of like go to and be like, oh, like Kuya Ito, like what do you think of this kind of stuff? Kuya, for those of you guys who aren't Filipino, Kuya means like big brother, or just someone who you see as a big brother essentially. So that's what I would that's the kind of energy that I would want to give off, I guess, or that's the one that I think I would most likely be close to giving off in terms of like the energy that I want.
Big brother energy or hype bro energy?
Big brother energy.
Hmm.
Yeah. Which I think like I think I did kind of give off. or at least I didn't realize how much I sort of influenced other people back then. Because one of my friends told me, he like, yeah, man, like you were so good at video games back then. Like I looked up to you in that, and I'm like, really? You looked up to me? I didn't know that, man. I cried on the inside. um, that's what I want, I guess, or like that's the closest thing that I can that I can kind of give off. I say that I want that hype energy, the Ty Lee energy, or at least date someone who has Ty Lee energy. But I don't want to try too much because maybe that's not who I am. That's not really who I am.
Mm. I mean, I think it's best just not to overthink it and just do what makes you feel comfortable and do what you want to do.
Yeah. And
You
if
know,
anything, just
because
experiment.
I used to be in my own head about that too, of like, do I want to feel hype and excited and like I question my emotions? Just go with the vibe.
Yeah. Just
The
go with
more
what
you
feels
think
natural
about
to
it,
you.
the more you stop yourself from having fun, and the more you get awkward.
Yeah. Just kind of
Just
like,
fuck it, fuck it.
yeah, just kind of like, what's it called? Just do what feels most comfortable to you. You know.
I apologize if you hear me mashing through this dialogue that I don't care about.
No, it's okay. Um, my keyboard's probably louder than that. But I think that's a good time to uh unpause the menu. Or I guess in this case, I haven't really been pausing. I've been trying to get to this roof because some guy was able to, but I don't know how he did it. So I'm just gonna stick to this achievement right here where I just got up here. But that is all
Right.
what we have time for this
Thank you
podcast.
for having.
No problem, man. Thank you for stopping by again. We would love to. We would certainly love to have you again in
For
this kind of
sure.
podcast
For
again.
sure. I got a busy month coming up in September. A lot of shit going on. But of course, I'll find time eventually.
Yeah. I think besides like that little awkward pause because of the recording or because of the audio kind of cutting off, um, what's it called? And I think the one thing that I'm gonna blur out, but I mean even then, like it's not too big of a deal, like right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see. I think that's all really is there is to it. So I'm gonna upload this video as soon as I can. But thank you so much for
God, there's
stopping
a
by.
lot of there's a lot of quotable middle parts in that like fetish unwrapping, huh?
Bro, I
Like
don't
if you
know what
if
I'm
you
gonna
like
quote
it,
this
you
BDSM
got a
or
lot. I gave you a lot of shit you could work with, so you're
Futanari
welcome.
just in the title or whatever.
Yeah, well, you don't want to get flagged immediately, so I mean,
It's like, oh, this video is immediately banned or whatever. I guess we talk about our kinks, kind of thing. I don't know.
no, it should be ball gag coin flip is the is the
Ball
title.
gag. I might do that actually. Yeah. Hold up a sec. Ball gag coin flip. I'm gonna write that down so I can actually put that in the title. Um, but yeah, I think that'll be it. So normally we do like an announcement of like what's to come after this. Um, but we really what's it called? We really don't have any announcements right now. Besides the fact that Rap's not gonna be here for this week, but maybe next week he might return. We'll see. And if anything else, I'll try to get another guest in as well, or maybe Gian can return as a guest. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe we could have more people.
It's true.
Um, yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. And I think it's time to, I guess, sort of unpause the menu, even though I haven't really been pausing at all. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And I will see you
Later.
next time. Peace.